there is a big game coming up on Friday night against Tulane. And this obviously has huge implications for the American, for the AAC championship game, for potential New Year's Six bowl. Like, this is the game of the year for Memphis up to this point. They get Tulane at home, which is a huge help. We know how good this team has been at home in Simmons Bank Memorial Liberties. I don't know. I suck at the name.
You were close.
It's just like Liberty Bowl. Like, they can just keep calling it the Liberty Bowl.
Or you could go with the new name, the Sim.
The Sim.
People are calling it the Sim.
Rather go with Liberty Bowl.
I'd rather go with Liberty Bowl too.
But anyway, it's a huge game. Tulane was a whipping boy for a while just in college football, and they really have become a solid program. And with Michael Pratt leading the way this year, they've been successful again. Their only loss has been to Ole Miss. But what I will say about this team is this team is not Tulane of last year. Yes, they're a good football team, but without a guy like Tajay Spears, who scored his first touchdown in the NFL on Sunday and is basically splitting snaps with Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans right now. Like, Tulane is not the same team without him. They're still good. I'm not saying they're not good.
Yeah.
But they're much more beatable than they were last year. They were extremely, extremely good. Probably the third best Group of Five team we've seen over the last several years, behind the Cincinnati team that went to the playoffs, and then the UCF team that didn't lose a game and absolutely destroyed LSU and Joe Burrow before Joe Burrow was Joe Burrow. But they were a really good team. I mean, they were awesome. I would say them and that Memphis team that played in the Cotton Bowl in 2019 were really close. Obviously, you have to give the edge to Tulane because they actually won that Cotton Bowl.
They won the Cotton Bowl, yeah.
But regardless, that was a very good team. They lost a lot of really good players from that team. And now you have this game, which ultimately could decide the American, depending on what happens the rest of the year. Kenny, you going to be there? Will you be there on Friday night?
Oh, man, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't miss it. I had to miss Boise State because of old Gabriel's wedding. I'm not missing Tulane, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it should be nice. A high of 83, but I'm sure by the time it kicks off, it's gonna feel really good outside. So it should be nice.
Yep.
I would have to guess that if there's gonna be a really big Memphis home game this season, this will be it. I know some people are like Friday night games. Who knows? But I think Friday night games have the potential to do pretty well. I mean,
yeah.
Why not? You know,
why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they?
The buzzing metropolis that is Memphis does not have like massive stuff going on Friday night.
Right.
So I think I saw somebody on Twitter say the other day, if you're anywhere associated or in any way associated or enjoy Memphis sports, why would you not be there on Friday night?
I don't disagree. But I will say this is a tough one for Memphis. They're 3.5 point underdogs, even at home. ESPN FPI, I think, has them at like a 46% chance to win, something like that. So this is not any kind of walk in the park at all. And Memphis is going to have to play better than they played against Boise State. They're going to have to play the best game they've played all year up to this point to beat Tulane. So if you're a Memphis fan, coming off the bye week, I think, is big, not only for, just having that extra time of preparation for a team, but also, just letting those injuries heal, guys' bodies heal. They're going to come in fresh this week. So I don't know.
Let me ask you this.
I don't really know how to feel about this game. This is one of those games I feel like that's really hard to predict, especially with both teams coming off a bye week.
Right.
Like, that makes things very unpredictable. Usually if, one team played the previous week and the other team's coming off a bye, you feel like that team has a little bit of an advantage if it's a close matchup just because of the rest and everything like that. But with both teams, it's like, okay, you can't even give either one of them that up because they both had it.
Right.
So
they both had a bye week.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and it's going to come down to the same things that it's come down to all year. Like, can Memphis run the ball? Can they limit turnovers? Can they limit big plays? Like, I'm not going to sit here and go back through the ringer again because, it's the keys are going to be the keys all year.
Right.
That's it for the rest of the season. Like, every week when we talk about this from now on, that's the three things: limit big plays defensively, limit turnovers offensively, and be able
Run
to
the
run
ball.
the ball.
That's
And
it.
Memphis is going to be a hard team to beat.
If they can do those three things, it's going to be tough to lose. They're going to be tough to beat every week.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be hard for them to lose a game, especially with how weak their schedule gets after the Tulane game outside of SMU. So you do those things, and you'll win a lot of football games this year.
Yeah. Are there any injuries? Anybody you're looking forward to seeing back on the Tigers that are coming that maybe have been able to heal up over the bye week?
I have no idea.
I think Jonah Gamble. I think Jonah Gamble might be one. Like he went out during that Boise game. He had a tailbone situation. I'll be interested to see if he comes back. I don't think he played much after that injury happened in that game.
I mean, we know how tight-lipped college coaches are about injuries, so who knows?
It'll just be interesting to see how both teams perform after having a week of being able to just kind of recuperate and rest and train and all that kind of stuff. Because, I do think that this. Do you think that this? In my opinion, I think this bye week came at the right time for the Tigers. Do you wish it had been after maybe the Tulane game, or do you think it came at the perfect time for them?
No, this is the time to have it. You have the most time to prepare for the most difficult game on your schedule. So that's an absolute win. And then you go into cakewalk season for the most part. So it came at a good time.